The Battlefront 2 story mode was quite underwhelming for a lot of people, myself included. Not because of the gameplay necessarily, but mostly because of what we were promised in the story as an Imperial adventure, which then got turned into a generic Imperial goes to the light and works for the Rebellion plot. Today I'm going to be talking about the Battlefront 2 story that we never got. This is my version of the story, and it's going to focus on the Imperials, and I think this would have been a lot better than what we got. So basically, the first couple missions are going to be pretty much exactly the same. It's going to be all the same up until Luke's mission with Del. Now, basically, for my version of the story, Iden is not necessarily the main character, but instead both Iden and Del are the two playable characters. Since it was kind of fun to play Luke in that campaign level, even though I thought it would have been more fun to play as Del, you would probably play as Del in that level, specifically, with maybe one bit of Luke just at the start, before setting Del free. Basically, that level will go the same, with Del starting to have some second thoughts of the Empire by the end of that mission. We will then go to Varidos, just like we did in the normal campaign, and when we go to save that Imperial, where the initial betrayal happened, this time what's going to happen is Iden is going to stay loyal to the Empire, while Del is going to choose the Rebellion. This is going to create a cool dynamic, because throughout the rest of the story, we're still going to see some of the Rebellion when you play as Del, but we're going to still have that overarching Imperial journey as Iden. Whenever you're playing as Iden, you're going to be hunting Del down, because he has so many secrets of the Empire from being an Imperial squad. Basically, you're going to be going from planet to planet, basically just pillaging them, looking for Del. At one point, it would be cool to team up with some bounty hunters, and that could mean that you could get even more hero gameplay in, with maybe some Boba Fett or someone like, oh wait, no, Boba Fett's dead. Well, Bosk. Yeah. This would also mean that you can continue doing some of the missions that we did in the normal Battlefront campaign, where only sections can be with the heroes. I don't think a whole hero level is necessary, but instead maybe you play a quarter of the level as a hero, just to get a feel for them. Now, how it's going to happen is the story will get to the very end, where you will get to make a choice if you want Del to die or Iden to die, and you get to pick what side you want to be. Now, the problem with this would be DLC for future stories, because, you know, everyone's going to pick a different thing, and DICE shouldn't have to make two separate DLCs. So, maybe a new character, who knows, but I think Iden would then stay with the First Order, and Del would go off doing whatever. The story doesn't necessarily have to end with one of them dying, so you never know. But I think it's essential that Iden stays on the Imperial side. Really, the whole Del staying on the Rebellion levels isn't even necessary. The player maybe shouldn't even have to control Del. They should probably only be with Iden. But what a cool story would that be, for you to be ransacking the galaxy looking for your old friend. The big problem with the original campaign is that they teased us an Imperial story. All of the trailers were centered around that theme, and then they just decided that instead they were going to do a Rebellion plot. And it's really obvious that this was a last minute choice, so I'm wondering why EA decided to make this choice instead of just going with the evil. Honestly, it's a real shame what's happened with Battlefront, because you can see this really beautiful game underneath all of the EA bullshit, and I'm sure that this campaign not being on the Imperial side is because of that. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this would have been a better story? If not, leave in the comments down below an outline of what your ideal story would be. I try to read and respond to as many comments as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you have thoroughly enjoyed it. If you did, hit that subscribe button for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.